And we're back. Bob and Chris are with us now with some highlights from the Cross County Bowl. Watch.
In Beaufort on a Friday night, you just never know what's going to happen. The Eagles win their very first game of the season a week ago on the Friday night at homecoming. All that kind of mystery and magic. Then they come back and do it again on senior night, upsetting May River by a count of 27-21. Bob Stevens along with Chris Tremblay. A game that, boy, once the tide turned, it turned a lot and it stayed that way. May River getting off to a great start early. They're up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. They're 6-0. They're going to go ahead and win, aren't they?
They've done it to everybody this year. They pulled away early. They pulled away often. They came into this game having won the last 3 games by a combined score of 150-0. And you just saw after the first few minutes, Terry Fields took the punt back for a touchdown. Ahmad Green scored a quick touchdown. And it was 14-0 fast, and that's been their recipe. But then a little something happened on the way to the W column. Beaufort started to do what they did last week against Bluffton. Run the ball and run the ball effectively. They got the game tied up at 14 at the half. They scored on the only touchdown of the third quarter.
Well, they got 2 more in the third quarter.
And then on defense, Kendrick Williams took an interception back, 42 yards or so for a touchdown. Gave them a lead of 13 points. May River was able to cut into that, but at the end, Beaufort made the plays they had to, and they moved to 2-5.
And they won it with a great job on both sides of the offensive and defensive lines. You know, we talk about the guys who score the touchdowns all the time, but most of the big games are won down in the trenches. Beaufort thought they might have more than May River had seen before all season long, down in the trenches with the big guys. And those big guys, particularly on the defensive line for Beaufort, made a big difference. And then offensively, they kept the ball moving.
Ahmad Green and company of May River, they were able to move the ball downfield, but most of the time they just got to a certain point, and then Beaufort either came up with a big defensive play or a hold.
Yeah, they couldn't sustain anything. A penalty would knock them back, or they'd try to throw the football. They didn't have much success doing that. And again, Beaufort had just enough to win. The Beaufort Eagles, they were the best 1-5 team that Bryce Summers, the May River coach, said he'd ever seen.
They're the best 2-5 team.
The best 2-5 team. After the big upset, a couple of region games still to go. They can still accomplish everything they want to this season, and so can May River. Yes, they're now just 6-1, but they can regroup, win their region, and go on and do all the things they want to do in their class.
We've seen it happen in the past where a team has lost something, and it's almost been the learning experience they need to overcome and really go ahead and sew up the mistakes they have. And for May River, there's no doubt Rodney Summers and company will look at what they didn't accomplish tonight, capitalize on it moving forward.
Yeah, Bryce Summers will be clean-shaven next week, and Coach Summers, rather, will be clean-shaven, and May River will have learned its lessons, and yes, it could indeed be something that helps them down the road.
Yes.
27-21, Beaufort wins it over May River in the upset of the season here in the Low Country, and you can watch it all week long on WHHI.
Thank you, guys. A great win for Beaufort High School. And coming up, we'll see some highlights from the